Okay. So last time we talked about Paragyan and Aparagyan. You remember?
Yeah.
Billu, you remember Para and Aparagyan?
Yeah, a little bit.
What do you remember?
No, no, don't ask
Okay.
me. I think Nitu, I've just been very busy with patients. I've not done any revisions.
No, no. So you remember what para means the higher gyan, right? Higher.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
apara means lower.
Yeah. Hmm.
So apara gyan is the gyan of everything which you can think of in this world. Everything. And
Okay. Hmm.
paragyan is the gyan of yourself, the one who knows. So
Yes.
what I want to talk about today is just go further. What does that mean and how do we know? How do we know these different things? Suresh Bhaiya, did you follow so far?
Suresh is, yes, he followed.
Because I can't see you guys. I mean, this
Yeah,
is
no,
a,
that's fine. We
maybe
follow.
this is a
Para
little
is
complicated.
gyan of everything else. Apara is gyan of everything else, like chemistry, science, gardening, this, that, and the other. Para is the gyan of yourself.
So I was going to say that maybe, this is a little complicated topic, especially, how to understand paragyan. What does
Yes.
it mean? It's
Yes.
really complicated. So
Okay.
if you want, we can do it another time when you guys, everybody is a little more uh,
Attentive.
attentive and fresh. Today we can just talk about other things. What do
Whichever
you
is
say?
fine. I'm okay with that. That's fine. If
Yeah,
everybody else is.
because paragyan is not. It's so different. You can't. This is what Vedanta is. It says, how do you know yourself? How do you get to know yourself? What does it mean?
But Nito, even if you talk about it, we can always talk about it again so that that gets reinforced, whichever way you like.
Okay, okay, ठीक है. So, but then I'm going to keep engaging you. Okay, then you'll say I'm doing my taxes.
No, if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know.
Yeah, but pay attention.
Yes, paying attention for sure.
Okay, so
Don't
uh,
ask Suresh because he's outside
it's okay. It's
and
okay. Don't worry about
he's
it.
not paying attention. Okay.
ठीक है.
Okay.
So what is aparagyan? So aparagyan means the gyan of everything we know. So how do we know anything? Like the way that we know anything at all, is by making that thing an object of knowledge. We make it the thing to be known, right? The thing to
Yes.
be understood, the thing to be felt. And then we ourselves are the knower.
Yes.
We are the ones who know. So अगर
Yep.
आपको लगता है कि I have to learn Vedanta, what do? You say, let me find someone who knows Vedanta. That person will tell me about Vedanta. I will pay attention to Vedanta. I will listen to that teaching, and that is how I will know. The knowledge will pass to you from the object knowledge passes to you as the knower. So before you didn't know Vedanta. Now, after going through this knowledge process, now you know Vedanta. So that is
Yes.
how object knowledge is. When you're ignorant of something, you don't know it. Then you use your senses to get to know it. Because अगर वेदांता के बारे में सुन रहे हो तो you're using your ears, right? Without listening, you wouldn't know. अगर आप सुन नहीं सकते तो मैं कुछ भी बोल दूं आपको समझ ही नहीं आना था.
Right.
So you use your senses. Using your senses, you get to know that thing, and then you say, okay, now I know. Before I didn't know, now I know. Let's say you want to see the chand and you're not seeing the moon, you're sitting inside your room, so the moon is not visible to you, so you don't have that experience of seeing the moon. Then you go outside, you point your eyes to the moon, the moon's image comes into your eyes. Through your eyes, you now know the moon. You now know that the moon is there, you see it. That's kind of knowledge, right? Seeing is also knowledge. Knowledge doesn't only mean like some conceptual
Bookish
knowledge.
knowledge. Hmm.
Even seeing is knowledge. So now you see it, so you know it. So before you were sitting in the room, you didn't know, you didn't see the moon. Then you went out, used your eyes, and saw the moon. But if your eyes were not there, let's say you were blind, you wouldn't be able to see the moon, right?
Yeah.
People may tell you there's a moon out there, but you won't be able to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So to see the moon, you need your eyes. To understand Vedanta, you need your ears. To let's say you are there's a lovely smell of you want to know whether what sabzi is being made. Then you go into the kitchen, then you smell that sabzi, even if you don't see it. And then suddenly from the smell, you know what sabzi is being made. So now you use your nose, your organ of sense, a sense of smell, to figure out that something is before you used your nose, you didn't know what sabzi is being made. Then you used your nose and realized, oh, this sabzi is being made. So this is all we know about knowledge. हमको ऐसे ही होता है. We think पहले हमको नहीं पता था. फिर हमने अपने कोई we used some of our senses, any one or two, and now we know. So we go from ignorance to knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Same thing about Bhagwan. You'll ask, tell me, you could go to a guru and say, tell me what is Bhagwan? Who is Bhagwan? Ishwar kya hai? So before you talk to the guru, you had no idea what Ishwar is. Then you talk to the guru will tell you what the Ishwar is. If you have Vishwas in the guru, then you'll say, okay, because the guru has said this is what Ishwar is, now I understand what Ishwar is. So now you have knowledge of the Ishwar. You used your ears. Through the ears, you listened, or you can even read about it. Guru may have written something in a book, and you read that book, and from that you know. So you use your eyes. But there's apara knowledge is characterized by this. First, there is ignorance. Then there is the use of your senses in one way or the other. Then there is knowledge. And apara knowledge is never complete. Even let's say you saw the moon, you've seen it, but the knowledge is not complete. There's a lot about the moon that you haven't seen. If you see it with the telescope, you'll see more. You see it with a stronger telescope, you'll see even more. Let's say you see me, but you see me right now. But if you see me with more closely under a telescope, you'll see. अभी तुम सोचोगे ये तो स्किन है इसका. अगर तुम टेलीस्कोप में देखोगे तुम कहोगे नहीं नहीं ये तो इलेक्ट्रॉन्स हैं या सेल्स हैं लिविंग सेल्स हैं राइट यू कैन कीप knowing more and more and more and more. There is no end. There is no end to अपरा knowledge.
Mm.
अपरा knowledge is कितना भी तुम देख लो उसके आगे भी आएगा जरूर. So you can never say I know something ultimately and totally using my senses by अपरा knowledge. It cannot be possible because that thing is away from you. How good your senses are उसके ऊपर डिपेंड करेगा how much you know it.
Mm.
जो जिसकी आंखें खराब हैं उसको और भी कम दिखेगा जिसकी आंखें अच्छी हैं उसको ज्यादा अच्छा दिखेगा और हमारी भी आंखें our eyes are not like an eagle's eyes. If we had eagle's eyes, we'll see even better. So there's no end. This is how we know everything. This is the only experience we have of knowledge. So if you think of any knowledge, this is how we think. We didn't know first. We used some instrument. Through that instrument, now we know, and now you can say, okay, I know. And then you can know more. You can do more research, know even more about it. This is how we know. This is apra knowledge. And Bhagwan Krishna says this is not the knowledge जो तो आपका बेड़ा पार करेगी. Because ये तो knowledge कभी खत्म ही नहीं होती. You'll keep knowing more and more and more and more. So he says there is another kind of knowledge that is called para knowledge. That is not a knowledge which starts from ignorance and now you know. And that is not a knowledge which you don't know enough and now later on you know more and more and more and more. It's complete knowledge, it's total knowledge, and it's always there. So, how do we understand what this means? What is this para knowledge? So, para knowledge is the knowledge of not the object but the knowledge of the knower. So, अगर आपको truly speaking, if you want to know what Ishwar is, if you want to know what Brahman is, you cannot use apara knowledge. You can't say, let me think about Brahman. Because अगर अपरा knowledge होती तो हमको कभी ब्रह्मन पता ही नहीं चलेगा. You will know something about Brahman, then you know something more about Brahman, then you know something more about Brahman. What eyes will you use? What experience will you use to know Brahman? Right? Brahman तो सब जगह है. You can't know. So what Vedanta tells you is if you have to understand para knowledge, you have to recognize what is already there. So how do we do that? Because para knowledge के बिना अपरा knowledge भी नहीं होती. If you were not there, you would not know anything. See, remember when we said, how do we know para knowledge? We said, let's say the moon, you have to see the moon. So तुम क्या करते हो? तुम बाहर जाओगे, ऊपर देखोगे, आंखें, you'll point to the moon. Using the eyes, you will know the moon. So what does this assume? This assumes that the you, which has to see the moon, has always been there. Even before the moon was known, you were there. Because you are the one who utilized your eyes to see the moon. Do you follow this?
Mm. Yeah.
Didi, you follow?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The knower, the you, is always there. Even when you were ignorant of the moon, you were there.
Mm.
When you learned about the moon, you were there. After you learned about the moon, you were still there. Because the you used your eyes to know what the moon is. And the
But
same you then used your ears to hear about Vedanta. And the same you used your nose to smell the sabzi which was being made in the kitchen. So there is a you which Vedanta says is always there, has always been there. You can never think of a time when that you was not there. Even when you were born, that you was there. And you knew it. You know that the you is there. You may not have paid
No,
attention to it, but you know. Because if the
no,
you was not known, how would you know anything else? If the you is not there, how would you know anything else? So Vedanta is saying it's not that you have to get a new experience to understand yourself. You don't have to experience some nirvikalpa samadhi. You don't have to go into samadhi. You don't have to go into any gufa somewhere. कुछ नहीं करने की जरूरत है. You have to understand, turn your gaze inwards. In other words, what it means is you have to understand that instead of paying attention in your mind constantly to what outside is there, which you want to know, you want to know, you want to know, you pay your attention to that which has always been there. The one who is knowing, the one who's using the senses to know everything outside. That's what you have to do. So it's a change in the attention of the mind. Where are you paying attention? Because when you pay attention outside, you know knowledge is incomplete, experience is incomplete, there's always more. You'll never have satisfaction. कितना भी कुछ भी मिल जाए, कुछ भी तुम देख लो, कुछ भी कर लो, there is always more. You'll always be thinking more, 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 more. But this you, the one who knows, has always been there. कभी गया भी नहीं. It's always complete. It is not lacking anything. It's not missing anything. So first you have to theoretically understand this. Then we will go into how do we practically understand it. So do
no,
you
but
theoretically understand?
you said though that in apara vidya, you are ignorant first and then you use your senses to acquire that knowledge.
Yes.
But even with paravidya, even to turn yourself in, we are ignorant.
The mind is ignorant.
So mind is who? Me.
No, no. That's the difference, you know. So what happens with this para knowledge is you begin to realize that the mind is also just an object. You are not the mind.
Right.
So you are the subject. You are the one who knows. That is not, it's not the mind that knows. Actually, mind is also as an instrument. In
Right.
the sense that, let's say, I'll give you an example of that, Didi, because that's a good point. I should have said that earlier. Let's say that you are reading a book, right?
Yeah.
What instrument are you using to read the letters on the page, the sentences?
Your eyes and your mind.
Yes, eyes and mind.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because, how do you know? Because have you found that sometimes you're reading and your eyes are looking at the page, you're even turning the page.
but
Yes.
you're
So
not registering.
nothing
Yeah.
is registered because your mind is somewhere else.
Right.
Mm.
So the instrument is always backed by the mind. The instrument is always a pair. It's the eye and the mind.
Mm.
There's a lot of sounds going on,
Mm.
Your ear is hearing it, but you're not paying any attention to those sounds. You're only paying attention right now to what is coming out of my mouth, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's because your
Mm-hmm.
mind is focused here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the mind and the ear.
Right.
Smells the same thing.
Mm.
We
Yeah.
don't pay
Yeah.
attention to a smell which is all around us. कोई नया बंदा आएगा कहेगा, oh, यहाँ पे क्या smell आ रही है? What's going on? Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the mind, what Vedanta tells you is that mind is not you, not at all.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Mind is an instrument. See,
So
we
that-
get
is that
attached
the
to the
sixth
instrument.
sense?
Huh?
Could that be considered as a sixth sense?
It is a sense. It is a sixth. You don't call it a sixth sense, but it
Mm-hmm.
is a sense. It's a sense organ. It is considered as a sense organ.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a sort of a unique sense organ because most sense organs are either organs of perception, like eyes and ears, or organs of action, which is like पैर हैं आपके चलने का है या हाथ है पकड़ने के लिए. Those are all objects of action,
Mm-hmm.
senses of action.
Mm-hmm.
Mind जो है वो सब में लगता है. Without
Mm.
without the mind being involved,
Right.
you can't even go anywhere.
Right.
Your
Right.
पैर are there, but they will not move. Your mind has
Mm.
to tell the foot where to move.
Right.
So, so mind is a special kind of a sense organ, but it is a sense organ.
Mm.
But where was I going with this? Yeah, I was telling you how we get attached. See, अगर आप देखो ना, जैसे हमने चश्मा पहना हुआ है, ऐनक, तो
Mm-hmm.
हमारा जो चश्मा है, it's an instrument, right?
Right.
But we almost think that it is me only. Like मैं देख रहा हूँ. You forget that you're wearing a chashma.
Yeah.
It almost becomes like your eyes only.
Right.
I mean, of course, not exactly like that.
Yeah. Right.
Whatever is our sense organ, the closer it is to us, the more attached we get to it.
Mm-hmm.
So our mind, so anak is like a sense, it's an external sense organ. But मैंने पहनी है because I needed to see.
Right.
So I forget about it. I almost think like the anak is me only. When I'm
Right.
looking, first of all, before I'm looking at something, let's say I'm looking at the screen in front of me. Before I'm looking at the screen, I'm looking at my anak. All the
Yes.
light rays are going through the anak, right?
Right. Right.
But I'm assuming that anak is my eye only. I
Yes.
forget that there is an anak in the way. There are glasses in the way
Yes.
between that object and me. I
Right.
forget.
Mm-hmm.
It's that glass becomes like a part of me only. I think there's a
Correct.
me, and then there is the object that I'm seeing.
Yes.
I assume that the glasses are in me, my ecosystem.
Yes.
But these are glasses external. Imagine your eyes. They are very much, then you really start thinking the eyes are you only because they are very integral to you. और माइंड इज इवन क्लोजर.
Mm-hmm.
माइंड तो आप सोचोगे हमेशा आपको लगता है माइंड ही है, मैं माइंड ही हूं. बिकॉज
Right.
विदाउट द माइंड नथिंग कैन बी डन.
Right.
You can't see anything, you can't hear anything, you can't do anything. So we start assuming that I am the mind.
Yes.
But the reality is that the mind is still not me. The mind is also an organ, an object that I use in order to know things. But who is it who dictates where the mind should fall? You remember the इसमें था ये in the केन उपनिषद ये था केनेशितम पतति प्रेषितम मनः. मतलब ये कौन डिसाइड करता है कि मेरा माइंड कहाँ लगेगा? आपने डिसाइड करा अभी मेरे को अपना मन जो है ना वो वेदांत में लगाना है ताकि मैं वेदांत सुनूं. आसपास जो हो रहा है वो मैंने नहीं सुनना. वो जो टैक्स के पेपर पड़े हुए हैं सामने वो मैंने नहीं देखने. राइट?
Right.
ये किसने डिसाइड करा कि मैंने अपना मन यहाँ डायरेक्ट करना है? मन ने डिसाइड करा कि मैंने मन डायरेक्ट करना है या आपने डिसाइड करा? वो कौन है जिसने डिसाइड करा कि मैंने मन यहाँ डायरेक्ट करना है? दैट इज यू.
Mm.
ओके.
Yeah.
मन ने डिसाइड किया है.
हाँ.
मन ने
What?
ही डिसाइड. It's the mind that has decided.
That I will go there, but that's the point. It's not the mind that has. You can say that the mind has decided, but really speaking, that is not exactly true. It is the mind. So for now, don't go into too deep into this. For now, think about the mind as an instrument because you're right in a way that you can say Atma never decides anything, right? So it is what's called Jivatma. That's what you mean by saying Man ne decide kara hai.
No, yeah, I'm not even trying to go deep into it. But if
हाँ.
you ask any ordinary person who's deciding, they'll say the mind is deciding
No,
what
no,
my
they'll
mind.
say, I decide. I decided where to
मेरा
go.
मन ये कहता है. You
मेरा
know,
मन ये
मेरा
कहता है.
मन ये कहता है.
Yeah. The mind doesn't say ordinary people, doesn't say the mind has decided. The person says, I decided. Or I decide to, I will pay attention here. You don't ever say, my mind will pay attention here. You always say, I will pay attention here. I will do this. I will try to do this, whatever. Not the mind. You may assume in your mind, when asked who decided, then you might say the mind, because you have no idea that the ordinary person has no idea of anything other than the mind. He can only think that there's a mind and there are sense organs. The ordinary person doesn't know there's an Atma. So if you ask the ordinary person, he'll say, okay, the mind decided. But in normal parlance, he just thinks there is a me, that me has made a decision to do something. लोग कहते हैं ना, मन लगा के काम करो. मन लगा के काम करो. कौन मन लगाए? किसको कह रहे हैं कि मन लगा के काम करो?
I lost you for a few minutes, Nitu. Did
Okay,
anybody?
did you join
Did,
again? Someone else joined.
yeah, I joined again
Okay.
because for some reason the video got stopped on. It was on Suresh's phone. It got stopped. Sorry, I
Mhm.
don't understand.
No, that's fine.
So Key's question was that actually the mind decided, and that's where I lost it.
Yeah, so I was saying, no, we say the mind decided because we don't know anything else. We only know. If you say somebody has to decide, तुम क्या सोचोगे? या तो my body decided, or my
Mhm.
organs decided, sense organs, or my mind decided. We don't know anything else.
Right.
So who would you say? Mind decided. But if you really think about it, it's not the mind that decides. That's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you truly think about it,
Mm-hmm.
at least let's go by what Vedanta is telling you. Vedanta is saying that there is something called you,
You're right.
which is your Jivatma. Just don't even think about that Atma as everybody's Atma. Think of your Atma.
You're right.
There is something called you,
Mm-hmm.
which is the Atma,
Mm-hmm.
which is seeing through the mind or knowing through the mind. The mind is separate from it, the sense organs are separate from it, the body is separate from it. That Atma is directing the mind to see something or to do something. That's what we're saying. And when we say तू अपना मन लगा के काम कर या मन लगा के पढ़ाई कर, we are basically saying तू the आत्मा अपना मन लगा के काम कर. बिकॉज
Mm-hmm.
हमको लगता है कि मन कंट्रोल में है, मेरे बस में मेरा मन है,
Mm-hmm.
मेरे मन में है, मेरे बस में है. दैट ऑल वी से. बट देन वी आस्क, वो कि ये कौन है जिसके बस में मन है, कौन है ये? देन यू गेट कंफ्यूज एंड यू से, ओ ओके ओके, दैट मस्ट बी द मन ओनली, बिकॉज वी डोंट नो व्हाट आत्मा इज. If you
Okay.
know what atma is, then you can say, yeah, it's the atma जो जिसको हम कह रहे हैं मन लगा के काम कर.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
So the point now is, what this Vedanta is not telling you is कि जब आप जिसको आप कह रहे हो कि मन लगा के काम कर, या इसको देख, या जो उसको देख रहा है, या जो भी कर रहा है, that thing is always there,
Mm-hmm.
always.
Mm-hmm.
The man may not be aware of that thing. See,
Mm-hmm.
when man is an instrument, so the knowledge of a thing, it's not just an instrument of seeing and perception, it's also an instrument of record. Like it's an instrument which houses your memories. They're also in the mind, chitta.
Right.
So the mind, when something is seen and known, the mind records it and says, I know this, I don't know this. It goes into your memory. Like, how do you know, for example, I'd ask you, Didi, do you know English, or do you know Punjabi? Now, right now you're not speaking Punjabi, you're speaking English. There's nothing of Punjabi in front of you, but you know Punjabi, right?
Right.
How do you know that?
From memory.
From memory. It's in your memory banks, in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some stage, the mind has gone through the experience of speaking Punjabi,
Right.
and it has recorded the fact that I know that the Punjabi therefore is known. So,
Yes.
so, but if I say, do you know Chinese? You wouldn't be able to say that because only experience you've recorded of Chinese is the experience of ignorance. You may have seen some Chinese letters somewhere and known that I don't know them,
Right.
right? So you're not speaking Chinese right now, you're not speaking Punjabi right now, but you know that I don't know Chinese, but I know Punjabi. It's all coming from memory.
Right.
So mind has paid attention. But when you ask the mind, do you know Brahman or do you know the Atma? The fact of the matter is the mind actually the mind knows it, but the mind has not recorded it as an object of knowledge because it is underlying. It's like saying it's like telling the fish which is deep in water, deep undersea fish, बड़ी पानी के अंदर है नीचे. उसको आप पूछो, do you know that octopus? उसका गया, I can see it. Do you know the shellfish which is there? It knows. Do you know the whale machli? It knows. All that it knows. But it says, do you know water? It says, what is water? Because water is all the time there. It's always there. It knows nothing but water. So it doesn't recognize that there is something called water. It's like water for it is not a thing, right?
Right.
Imagine it's this is a thought experiment. Imagine you're in the underneath the sea. There is no way the water में waves भी नहीं आ रही हैं. You can't even tell कि waves आ रही हैं. It's just still plain water,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it doesn't know anything. It'll say it's just space. There's no water here. It's just space,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with the Atma. We are infused with Atma. Like if because the Atma is always there because I am always there. You're always there. But you never know because you never turn the attention to Atma at all. See, the thing is, nothing is, this is what I want you to theoretically understand that nothing is possible without Atma. When you go through this, no knowledge is possible without it. Because when you go through this exercise where you're saying, I know this thing, this object, I use my eyes to know, I use my ears to know, whatever, the Atma is there behind the mind, which directs the mind to see that thing, to know that thing, and it is the recipient of that thing, of that knowledge. So this is how you to first of all try to get this in your mind, which is that if there was no Atma, there'll be nobody to know. If there's nobody to know, there will be no knowledge. It's like saying to a robot, the robot can आप बैठे हो रोबोट की भी आईज हैं कैमरा है आपकी भी हैं robot can also sense something and respond you can also sense and respond आपके सामने अगर ट्रक आ रहा है तो आप साइड हट जाओगे रोबोट के सामने ट्रक आ रहा है रोबोट क्या है टेस्ला के सामने ट्रक आ रहा है टेस्ला भी हट जाएगी राइट नेविगेशन सिस्टम so everything is going on it can sense and respond but does Tesla know versus do you know टेस्ला को तो पता ही नहीं है अगर टेस्ला से पूछोगे तो टेस्ला probably I don't know what it will say but as far as you're concerned you know there's a there's someone to know it's separate Tesla also has eyes it has a camera it also has some ways of moving here and there it can sense and respond all the things it can do so the machinery is working but there's nothing behind the machine in your case there is something behind the machine which is using the machine, which is your body and your mind and your senses, to either see things, know things, experience things, or do things. And there's nobody we can tell you. I can't tell you that there is something behind this machine. There's nothing to tell you. This is just something which is known to you. You just never paid attention. So if I ask you, is there something, are you there behind all this machinery who experiences, knows, and responds? What will be your answer?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. How do you know? Did you use your eyes to know? Did you use your senses to know? Is it that, is it that without, let's say you had no senses and no eyes, would you still know?
Yes.
Yeah, you'd know. I mean, were you in your deep sleep? In your deep sleep, there are no eyes. There's not even any mind. There's no dreaming also. Everything is gone. Your eyes are gone, your ears are gone, all senses are gone, mind is gone, sense of time is also gone. When you're in deep sleep, you don't even know how long you slept.
Right.
You can know how long you slept in your dream stage, you can know how long you slept in your, REM stage, all that, light sleep. But when you're in deep sleep, you have no idea. Normally, it's only about 1 hour or 1.5 hours at night that we have deep sleep. Only that much.
Mm-hmm.
But we have no clue. But my question to you is, were you there in deep sleep?
Yes.
Yes. So I mean, you don't have to answer. Like I'm saying, think about it. Think about it. Were you there or were you not there, and then you came back after the deep sleep got over? That is the question. And how do you know? Because everything is gone in deep sleep. So that knowledge, that is called paragyan. Knowledge of the Atma, which is behind the machinery, which knows things, which feels things. Like, I mean, let's say you can create a robot tomorrow, an android, जिसको if you pin prick करोगे, it can sense the pin prick and suddenly jump back, right? You do the same thing. If I prick your hand, you'll suddenly jump back. So was there something behind which felt the pain?
Mm.
Or was it just this machinery which just responded? There was a certain stimulus given and you responded to the stimulus. We have never any doubt that there is something behind which felt the pain. We never have any doubt. Till we start thinking about it, then we have doubts. Then you'll say, no, no, how can it be? I have not seen that thing. There is nothing. It is all a matter of my mind. It must have somehow been conjectured by my mind. Somehow it has been created by my mind. The sense of self is somehow created by my mind or whatever. You conjecture into all these kinds of things. Because you have to go by what because when you start thinking, you only think using data which is given to you by your senses. That's what thinking is. Any data that's given to you by senses, you use it and you call that thinking. Science is like that. Science only uses data given by senses. Something an experiment has shown, seen, done, whatever. Using that, now I will think and come up with new concepts. But the question is, who's behind this thinking? Who's doing all of this? That till you are asked, you never have a doubt. When you are asked, you get all confused because because you start thinking using scientific methods of thought, and then you say, "Oh, there's no evidence. My senses don't say it. How do I know it is right? How do I know that is right?" What Vedanta is
Mm.
telling you is all this is you're confusing yourself. Understand, you just be primal. Be like use your instinct. Use your common sense. you know, like that knowledge is called paragyan. Do you understand? Billu, Didi,
Confusing, but yes, understood. Little bit.
Kiki, do you understand?
Yeah, but I've always
Slowly.
been confused about deep sleep. Like
Yeah.
prior and but during deep sleep, you may as well be dead. Who's there?
But that's what I'm saying. You're dead. Dead doesn't mean that you are not there.
I
That's the
know.
other
But
thing.
there's nothing about deep sleep that confirms that I am that there's sentience or there's anything. There's
There's
nothing
nothing
that
about
confirms
Atma to confirm
Atma.
sentience. There's
Yeah,
nothing
but
about
there's
Atma to
nothing
confirm.
that huh?
There's nothing about Atma to confirm sentience.
Okay,
Atma is
but
not
there's
sentient.
okay, but there's nothing about deep sleep. That example has never like what how there's nobody to know if I'm there or not. There's nothing about deep sleep. There's a nothing. There's a void.
But that void is
during deep.
something. There is a void. You're saying there's a void. How do you
There's
know there's a
nothing, like
void?
there's absolutely nothing to say about deep sleep.
It is absolutely true. There is nothing to say about the Atma also. What I'm trying to say is you're trying to find Atma, you're trying to describe Atma, you're trying to find,
I'm
and you're
I'm
trying.
not. I'm not trying to describe it. I'm just going by what you are saying right now. I'm not trying to describe Atma. I'm just saying you said that you always know. And I'm saying there's n nothing to know during deep sleep.
So I don't mean know as you know the moon or as you know, because that way you can never know the Atma. It's not the same kind of knowledge. That's what I was trying to tell you. It's not that knowledge by which you know other objects, because that's a knowledge of record. It's like you know in your mind and the
Yeah,
mind
yeah.
thinks about it.
I
I'm
I
saying,
understand that.
I'm saying, if I put a gun to your head, what would you say? Were you there at deep sleep in deep sleep or not?
I don't know.
I say, give me an
I
answer.
don't know. When you
Okay.
say
No,
if
no, that's
all your
fine.
senses are gone, I don't know.
Yeah. So I think that is to me, when you say I don't know, is a reflection not of whether you are there in deep sleep or not, but it's a reflection of what you consider me, what you consider I. I think it's almost like that guy used to say, right? Descartes, I think, therefore I am. So it's like that. You think that the me, maybe I'm conjecturing. There is possible that you think that the me, Kiki, is the one who experiences, the one who is thinking, because there is nothing to think, because there's nothing to see, nothing to experience. How do I know I'm there? Like only because I'm experiencing, I know I'm there. If there's
But
no experience, how do I know I'm there? That's how you're thinking, I think.
well, I what I'm saying is even the one who knows that you're asking the question, right? How do you know you're there? I'm saying there's nothing to know, and I also don't know if there's anyone there to know.
Oh God, it's so confusing.
Okay, okay,
What you
never mind. Just
No,
like
no, no,
do?
no. It's okay. But
Too
it's
much confusion
this has been
happening.
always. I mean, it's always been the case. But कोई गाल नहीं बिल्लू. It's confusing. You don't have to follow everything. Whatever Kiki has
mm.
a
Yeah, so we can just talk separately then. You just let's carry on right now.
No, no, no,
no,
no.
no.
I'm happy to hear all this, but it is also new to me. I mean, I have never even thought about the things that you're wording. Actually speaking, yeah, because you have been into this for so much more time that I have been into it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but
maybe the
that's why I
thought.
don't want to hijack the class. I just feel
But it
like
is not a hijacking, Kiki.
No,
The
no,
class is
no.
meant
It's
for all
very
of us.
nice to hear that this is also another place where you have to put your thoughts into. That's
Mhm.
what I'm saying, that these words are so new to me because I have not experienced them before. So this is another part of the thing which is good awareness. Yeah. But because you have been exposed to it much more for so much more time, you have more queries, which is good to hear.
Okay.
Yeah, so don't even ever think. I'm just saying it's really confusing. It's so philosophical. If A is not equal to B, so B is equal to C. So okay, so C is equal to A. It's like that.
Yeah, yeah.
We are summarizing things. If this is not that, then okay, it is this. It's more. I just find it very like more theoretical कि okay, जैसे वो करते हैं ना, वो algebra में करते थे जैसे, अगर ये नहीं है तो okay, this then. This is how you're summarizing. This is what I'm just thinking. This is such a different
So
concept.
Kiki, come in. Let's come to the point. What exactly is your concern with the deep sleep example? The
That
concern
you
you're saying is I
said,
don't know whether I'm there or not there. That's the issue, right?
no, no, because you had used it as an example to say that do you know whether you are there in deep sleep? And I'm saying that statement even doesn't make sense to me because there's neither subject nor object. To me, it seems like there's neither subject nor object in deep sleep. There's nothing to know and there's no one to know. Like, I can't say anything about deep sleep.
Okay.
Really
Let me ask
during.
you this question. Do you believe you exist separate from your mind, separate from separate from the senses, separate from all the things you see. Do you believe so?
Yeah.
No, no, it doesn't look like it.
I mean, yeah, I can't say 0 or 1. I can say, yeah, I believe so 95%.
That is not conviction,
Yeah.
right? So that is as good as not believing yet. So that is totally fine. It's good to know that. So what do you actually believe?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine. It's indeterminate. You don't know whether you are there outside the mind and body or not. And maybe one way, maybe to think about it is like if everything exists around us, if you see everything, is there a common basis to everything? Like we went through the exercise of substance and form. You remember that? So can you believe that there has to be some substance
Yeah,
beneath,
yeah, yeah. Yes,
and there has to be one substance? One substance, you believe that? Or there can be
yeah.
multiple substances.
One substance, yeah.
So then how can you say that nothing is there beneath you? Beneath whatever you're saying you are, also there has to be that one substance?
No, what I'm saying is that during deep sleep, to use deep sleep as an example.
I'm saying forget that. Forget
Okay.
that. I use the example. If it doesn't work, forget it. It's just an
Okay, that's
example.
it. That's all it was. That's
But
all it
my
was.
question is different.
Yeah.
My question is because it's not deep sleep as an example to make a point. Do you understand the point? The point
Yes.
is that you are separate from the mind and the senses. That's
Yes,
the
yes, I
point.
understand that. Yeah.
But you're
Yeah.
not convinced about it. And I'm saying that one way to think about it is, at least I'm giving you the example how I thought about it, is that if you truly believe that everything around the world has to have one substance, the basis of everything around the world has to have one substance, of which everything else is a form, then you cannot say that you don't exist as that one substance. Because you are also part of that everything. Okay. चलो वो कट ही गया. कौन गया? बिल्लू गई या बिल्लू गई?
I don't know, somebody,
हाँ.
something dropped. I think,
Anyway, so you that is something to think about.
yeah, and I do. I do, yeah.
Okay. Madhu Didi, sorry if it became too. Madhu Didi is back to. She took
I
the
think
opportunity to
she's
go back to her
muted.
taxes.
Didi, you're muted.
She's back into her taxes.
No,
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 no, no. I'm here.
Okay. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay. So my question was um, to Kiki, and I don't want to get back into that. But when you are in deep sleep, somebody shakes you, you wake up.
Yeah, that's
You know,
right.
otherwise, if you if you were not there, then you would not be there when somebody wakes you up.
That's a good question, point too.
But the other question I had was, when you were talking about memory, right?
Mhm.
The mind has the memory because, okay, I knew Punjabi, so I can say I know Punjabi, right?
Yeah.
Now, when you compare it with, let's say, artificial intelligence,
Yeah.
and I don't know whether I want to go there, but it's always a confusion in my mind.
Yeah.
Um, if that data that has been stored in the AI that I'm using has not had that experience, then when I asked a question, it will not be able to bring up that memory, right?
Yeah.
So, isn't that what is sentient? Like to be able to emote from experiences or to be able to feel, etc. Isn't that what we are talking about? I know
So
I'm
yeah, say that
diverging a
one more
little.
time, Didi. I'm sorry. I'm not sure I caught it. I think I got it, but say one more time.
So, what exactly is sentient when we say, and again, if you don't want to get into this, that's
No, no,
fine.
no. Why
But
not?
this only kind of it's something that is very much in my my mind. I keep
Uh-huh.
questioning what it is.
Yeah,
So, and it's similar to what you said, right? So the
right.
mind is there and it's sentient. We are sentient beings because we can feel, we emote, we experience, and it's all because of the me in there that has, that does that.
Yeah.
That me. Now with AI, they say that it's going to be sentient very soon. But how can it become sentient when there is no me in there?
So, Didi, that is the point. Sentient, the way there could be, so you have to be clear what you mean by sentient, right? So, the way I understand sentient is nothing to do with whether you can respond to stimulus. So, we, an AI can respond to stimulus and it can respond very sensibly. Like if you ask it to do something, it will respond to it using a lot of reasoning and all kinds of things, but it is responding. If in front of a robot something comes up, it'll see it, sense it, and respond much better than even we can respond. It can hear things. Pretty soon they say it can be able to smell things also.
Okay, so
So to an outsider, there is no difference between the AI and another person because he'd say the two seem completely the same. Each one is responding. The person AI can respond to pain also, everything. So you may say to me, it seems like AI is alive. It's sentient. There's nothing which tells me. So sentience is a completely subjective understanding.
my understanding of sentience is that you respond, but based on your personal experiences, your emotions, your whatever you've lived through. Okay. Now, AI has not gotten my experiences. Uh, so it can't respond the way I would respond.
It could, Didi. I mean, the AI can also have memory, and the AI can also be trained to respond
No, no,
based on
she's
memory.
saying
No,
it can't respond the way Didi would respond
individually. I'm
individually.
saying
But that is true. But
individual.
But I also
I
can't
can't
respond the way you respond.
respond. I also can't respond the way you respond, right?
Yeah,
But
but that is why that individuality is there for us all,
yes,
because we
yes,
all are going to respond differently and
yes,
uniquely based on
yeah,
what our
Our
experiences
own
are.
experiences.
correct,
Yeah, our
correct.
experiences are, the way we've been nurtured or whatever else,
Yeah, yeah, true.
right?
Yeah,
So AI will respond
yeah.
because of
According to
whatever
its experience.
according to its experience.
Yeah,
So it
absolutely.
can't be my individual experience.
No, of course not. How can it be? But that
So
has nothing to do with sentience. So, sentience doesn't mean that everybody has to respond according to your individual experience. Sentience is only about you. You can respond. It's not that you're responding, you're also feeling, you're experiencing,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Now, you don't know whether the AI is experiencing or not. We are assuming that it is not. So, AI can show all the emotion too. AI can be programmed in such a way that it will show every emotion that you can think of. It can feel offended if you shout at it. But there's a difference between responding to a stimulus, even an emotional stimulus, and actually experiencing. And that nobody else can know. Only you can know that you are sentient. So that is why the question is always, do you know that you exist? Is there a you which is experiencing, not just responding like a robot, but actually experiencing? That, and it's a very fine point, you have to be very careful to say this is the me and this is the mind. The line between the mind and the me has to be drawn very carefully
Mm-hmm.
because the memories can be held in the mind. Tomorrow you
Mm-hmm.
can lose your memories, all of them,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
you're still there. It doesn't mean you are gone.
See, that is another question in my mind.
Huh.
What is
Yeah.
this? We call it vegetative state, right?
Yeah,
So when there are people who are in coma, you
correct.
know, is the me still
Of
there,
course,
right?
that is what Vedanta will tell you. The me is always there. The me never goes away. Even if you kill that person, the me is still there.
Oh yeah,
Even
I
if you
know.
destroy the body, the me is still there. That is what we have to understand. It's very difficult to understand because because we are never thinking like this. So the me has nothing to do with the instrument. The body and the mind, the brain, they're all instruments. So the me is always there. And we have an idea of what that me is. And that is the problem.
So, in
Like,
other words,
ah,
when you are comatose, all
right.
your senses are gone, your
Yeah.
mind is gone.
Yeah.
So, do you feel anything?
That's you may not feel anything. Absolutely, because to feel, you need
Yeah, you need the tools.
you need the tools. Without the tools, you won't feel. But doesn't mean you're not there. At deep sleep, you don't feel anything because the tools are gone. I think that is the point. We think that the me, we equate me with experience. We say I am alive because I experience. We value experience a lot.
Right.
वी थिंक कि कल को हम मर जाएंगे, क्या बुरा हो जाएगा बिकॉज आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू एक्सपीरियंस। बिकॉज हमको लगता है कि हमको जो हमारी सेटिस्फैक्शन मिलेगी, जो हमको जॉय मिलेगा जिंदगी का, इट कम्स फ्रॉम एक्सपीरियंस। दैट इज वॉट वी हैव ऑलवेज बीन ब्रॉट अप टू बिलीव, एंड दिस इज डीप डाउन इन अस, दिस इज अ वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीफ कि अगर हमको लाइक आई एम टॉकिंग टू यू, आई एक्सपीरियंस द लव फ्रॉम यू, आई एक्सपीरियंस गिविंग द लव टू यू, that experience is very valuable to me because it gives me some joy. I want to continue that experience. I go out and look at the beautiful sky, lovely fresh air. That gives me a great sense of pleasure. That is an experience. I want to be able to experience. So we have combined. So for us, we have identified ourselves with experience. Literally. That's what I was trying to tell you also earlier. When we say I identify myself with my eyes, it's not the eyes I care about. It's
Yeah.
the experience that eyes enable. That's what I care
Mm-hmm.
about.
Mm-hmm.
If instead of eyes that given you put some camera in me, मेरी तो आंखों में है भी actually. मैंने वो cataract surgery करा के there's a plastic
Lens.
lens, right?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't give a damn whether it's a plastic lens or a lens made of whatever.
Right.
Even if you put a steel lens, I'm still fine.
Right.
As long as I can experience sight. Because I have associated myself completely with experience.
So then,
A good experience, great. Bad experience, bad. I'm totally like, one with the experience.
So you said the
yeah.
me is there even if you're in the comatose state. So suppose from the comatose states you go to a state of death. So you
Yeah,
mar gaye.
yeah,
You have died. Now they say you have died because your heart has stopped
yeah,
and your brain activity has stopped. So
yeah.
then where is the me gone then? The
No,
me
it's still
just
there.
goes to another
Means,
body or the me is still there?
The me is still there. Now, whether you believe or not, what that
uh,
me is, see, the question is what is me? If
yeah.
you think
Atma,
about the
your
me as an
hmm,
individual Billu,
hmm,
who experiences as an individual Billu. You have to be individual to experience. You can't
yeah,
experience without being an individual.
right.
So it all comes together as a package. We think I experience. I am the one that's experiencing. I
Yeah.
am the one who's seeing all the things and hearing all the things, who is loving and being loved. I am completely identified with this
Hmm,
package called Billu,
right.
which is
Yeah.
experiencing. How do you know you
Hmm,
are separate? Because you experience. If let's
yeah.
say if तेरी अक्खां वक्खां सारियां चलियां जान और मेरी हैं, तो मेरी समझ लो. If I
नहीं
lose
नहीं
all
हाँ.
my if I lose everything, all my
Hmm,
senses, everything completely,
hmm,
I wouldn't know that I'm separate. In my deep sleep, I don't know I'm separate.
hmm,
I have no way of knowing. The reason I know I'm separate is because of my experience. Only when I experience do I know that I am separate.
hmm.
And it is this experience in separateness that I am completely attached to. And I think this is me. When this experience in separateness is gone, I am gone.
Dito, can I
Let me
interrupt?
finish, then
Is
you
it?
can. One second, one second.
Mhm.
But what Vedanta is telling you is that is not true. It is saying two things which are not true. One, it's saying that this separateness of experience, which you're so attached to, right, will come and go. Second, it's saying The real pleasure that you're getting, which you're attributing to your experience, is not coming from experience. It's coming from your nature. That's where the real pleasure is coming from. An indicator of that, just an example, is deep sleep. In deep sleep, there is no experience, but there is immense peace. So much so that we want to go back to deep sleep. However, kitna bhi kuch bhi kare, we just want to go back to deep sleep. We love being in deep sleep.
Hmm.
We love that state where there is no me,
No experience,
no
no
experience, no
nothing, no
separateness,
feelings, no.
nothing. There's nothing at
Hmm.
all.
Hmm.
That is the me. Okay, that is what he's saying. So the confusion is not whether I exist or not. The confusion is what is the me. We think that this package is me. That is the problem. Because this package will go. If you think this package is me, then you will go. Then there's no question. After death, you're gone. Unless you come in another package, then you'll say, "Oh, I have come now in another package. So that is my punarjanam." Then that is me. You keep thinking like that. You keep identifying with packages,
So
and
what you
that me
mean
may
is
be.
that even after you die, the me is still there, right? The me, the Atma is still there,
The
even
Atma
if
is still
you've given
there.
up your body.
Yes,
You've given
Atma
up
is
your
still
body,
there,
and as you
and
said
and
initially,
and identify what Gita is saying is identify yourself with the Atma, not with this body and mind, because body and mind is nothing but pain. You are
transient
just
and
going to get up
transient.
and down, thrown around everywhere. The body and
Yeah.
mind is temporary, and you are missing out on the point, which is that actually your Atma. If you identify yourself with the Atma, you will you will claim your the treasure which is already there, which is in you, which is always existing, but your mind has never seen it. Sorry, before you go, Rupa, you wanted to say something? I'm sorry,
So,
before I
Nitu,
don't.
so you said that these experiences give us pleasure,
Yeah.
right? But you're saying it is not the experience that is bringing you the pleasure. It is
Yes.
your inherent nature. The Atma in itself is very
Correct.
peaceful,
That
and
is
that is what
true.
you. Okay, that
Yes,
you answered
exactly.
it. Okay.
Exactly. That is a very deep point because if you analyze it,
Hmm.
if you truly analyze it, you'll find it is not the experience that bringing you pleasure. Because see, the same experience can give you pleasure and give someone else dukh. And the same experience, one time it can give you pleasure and another time it can give you dukh. The same smoking, right, can give me pleasure. I mean, like you can think of many such things, Rupa, where you thought that the experience is the what is giving you pleasure, and after some time you realize, no, 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 it wasn't. That was a shitty experience. That is nothing.
Hmm.
And Vedanta, I mean, I don't want to go into this right now, but Vedanta has a whole thing. It's called Anand Mimamsa. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, there is a section which is termed Anand Mimamsa, which is an analysis of happiness. It's beautiful. It tells you why is it that you feel that experience makes you happy and experience makes you sad. Why do we feel like that when actually it is not true? The reason why experience or desire makes us happy is because when the desire is there, we have restlessness.
Mhm.
When the desire is met
Yes.
for
Yeah.
that some period of time, the restlessness is gone. It's the absence of restlessness which makes you happy, not the fulfillment of desire.
Oh.
That is the key insight of Vedanta. So we can study that in more detail, and you'll see how it relates to experience also when we dig deeper. But right now, I just want to make sure that we understand what paragyan means. That
Hmm.
and how do you know? You cannot get paragyan through the use of your senses. You cannot say by using my senses, I know I'm there because I am the one who's using the senses. You are the thing behind the question of Ken Upanishad. Kene shitam patati preshitam manaha kena prana prathama preti yuktaha. Then kya tha? So he's asking all these questions. He's saying who is it who is seeing behind the eyes? you know, like who's hearing behind the ears? Because
Hmm.
the ears are just a instrument. Who is thinking behind the mind? Who's deciding what the mind should fall on? Meaning, what should the mind think about? Like who is behind the prana? If you think I'm the prana, where did the first prana come from? Like, who is experiencing the prana? All these questions the student is asking the teacher. This is how the Kena Upanishad begins,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Okay.
So, and the teacher
Okay.
will then, this is a setup. It's a setup to explain. He can choose whichever question the student wants to ask. So he made the student ask this question so that the teacher can give the answer that he wants to convey.
Okay. Deep. Mm.
Do you follow? Didi,
Yeah.
I can't see you. You're.
No, you can't see me. That's okay. But
No, I
I
want the
really have to
experience.
give thought to this
I want the
sentence, which is
experience
really
of
nice.
sight. Huh?
No, no, this sentence, na Nitu,
Ah,
is the absence of desire which gives you peace and not the fulfillment of desire.
it's the
I
absence
really
of rest.
want desires or restlessness which gives you the peace
Right.
and not the fulfillment of that.
Absolutely.
That actually is a line which really needs a lot of thought. Is
Yeah.
that?
actually, Billu,
It's the heart of Anand Mimamsa.
I absolutely can relate to that line, because when you are making decisions, you are doing things, you don't know what to do, that is a period which is very restless.
Mm.
Restless, yeah.
But once you come to a conclusion about something, whether
No,
it's
no, that is conclusion. You're saying no. He says it is the absence, not the conclusion, not the conclusion.
okay,
Any कि
well,
मेरा task खत्म हो गया, I'm happy. No, what he's saying is the absence,
I think Didi
not
is
the
also saying the same
conclusion.
thing. Didi is just
Huh?
using different words, saying the same
I,
No,
thing.
how
I'm
I thought. I think this is different. When
no
you're thinking about it, it's restless. Once you've achieved it, you're at peace. No,
Mm-hmm.
achieve
that's
means
not
it
what.
doesn't have to be only in desires. It can,
No,
in
no,
my
not
mind,
desires. The result, whatever. Suppose you were
no.
looking at your taxes which were not getting done, so you were restless. Now that they are done, your restlessness is over.
No, now that I've
No.
decided that I'm not going to bother, I'm going to take an extension if I can. That is what the restlessness is gone. So I'm giving you another very simple example. When I was going through a divorce, etc., all that period of uncertainty, should I not, should I not? And I'm not relating it to desires, which I think Nitu related it to, but I'm relating it to decision making.
Hmm.
I'm saying that when you are not decided about something, that also gives you, that is very
Restlessness.
restless.
Yeah.
But once
Hmm.
you come to the conclusion that, okay, this is how I'm going to manage it, you come to a
Hmm.
decision,
Hmm.
then that period is what gives you peace.
Peace
And
of
so,
mind. Yeah.
yeah, so you
I
can
think
relate it to desires.
Yeah,
I'm
that
not,
I
you can
associate
relate
with.
it to anything. You can even relate it to
That I can
experience.
associate with.
Yeah.
Yes. That once you
The
stop
point is
thinking
that
about it,
the
that
point is that
I can associate.
and
Hmm.
I
your
have,
nature is peace.
yeah, I have come to that conclusion myself, because it's the uncertain periods that give you a lot of restlessness. But when
Yeah.
you come to some conclusion,
Yeah, yeah,
whichever way
Didi.
you
Huh. That
decide,
is, yeah,
yeah.
that's
So I'm
very
not
true.
talking
That
about
is,
desires. I'm talking
hmm.
about other things.
Yeah,
But you can
yeah.
extend it, Didi. But the point is that the mind, when you're not restless, then you're at peace and you're happy.
Yes.
It's your nature. Let's imagine if your nature was sorrow. Then if you were not restless and nothing was there, then what will emerge? Sorrow. There would be disaster, right? You'd
So
always
you're
be
saying that it's the inherent nature of our Atma which determines my
happiness. It
happiness or
happens.
peace.
Yeah, inherent nature of Atma is fullness. So that is why when you have nothing, when there is no thought, nothing, you have peace. See, many people, they have subconscious issues. They bubble up. So what do? They do activity. वो कुछ ना कुछ
Mm-hmm.
करते रहेंगे because they don't want to be at rest. Because the
Mm-hmm.
moment they get into rest,
Mm-hmm.
what happens? A subconscious issues start bubbling up, and they get sad, they get tense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they are always looking out to do something.
Mm-hmm.
Now, suppose in reality our nature was sorrow, then if nothing is being done, we would
You'll
be
be
feeling
sorrowful.
sorrow.
Oh
Hmm.
wow.
But that is not
Hmm.
what we feel.
Yeah.
We feel
In
happy.
reality, when nothing is being done,
You're at
when we
peace.
are calm, we just feel peace.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
When we are in deep sleep, when nothing is being done, we feel peace, not sorrow.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
We take it for granted. I think
Mm.
that is the miracle. Don't take it for granted. Appreciate it. Appreciate the fact that you are made out of happiness. You don't have to. You don't have to do anything else.
Seek it elsewhere.
Yeah, you don't have to. Luckily for you, luckily for us, we don't have to do it. We can just be ourselves and be happy. It is
Mm-hmm.
possible, and it is true in everybody's experience. It will also be true in your experience. That's a big blessing. That's
Mm-hmm.
what that's what Vedanta has been trying to say all along. It's been saying again and again and again. You do not have to be a separate Billu or a separate Madhu Didi and seek all these different experiences and go to America and go to Switzerland like I'm going, right? Or do any of those things. You don't have to. You do if you want to, sure, no problem. But you don't have to. You can be, I can lose everything. I can lose even this body, this me. This me means what? This experience. The reason I want this me is because I want the experience. I cannot have experience without having me. I can lose all that and still be completely at peace. When you know that and you truly believe that and understand that, nothing can shake you. That is called nirvana or
Mm.
moksha or whatever you want to call it. That is what moksha means. Because it's based on truth. It's based on solid fact.
Do you feel peace and deep sleep?
I mean, I of course, don't you feel peace and deep? Who doesn't?
No, I don't feel anything. There's nothing to feel. Like
Yeah.
honestly, I know we always say that. And it's I like, do you feel like
Peace,
everybody
that peace, like you cannot say define something called
Peace is
peace.
just absence of,
Yeah,
I
peace.
think,
everything?
If you say I want to feel peace, and this is
absence of
peace and
external.
this is unpeace, then that is wrong. Because if you can say this is peace and this is the opposite of peace, then obviously that peace is not what is meant by Atma, because that opposite of peace is also Atma. So if you're getting into this duality of peace versus unpeace, but we have to use some word. So we use this word. Maybe we say, do you feel good in deep sleep? Do you, whatever word you use is
But
going to fall
what
short.
about like the word that feels most close is just
Appropriate.
void. You
Is
feel
what?
nothing,
Is just what?
void. You feel
What?
nothing,
Void.
nothing.
Okay, say void. That is fine. If
Or
you
you
were a
could also
Buddhist, you
say
would say void. Shunya.
absence of restlessness.
Well, you can also say absence of happiness. Like you can say
Yeah,
Yeah,
absence
yeah,
yeah,
of
sure, sure.
everything.
absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absence
Absence of
of
There's no
any
everything.
need to
experience.
define. There's no
External,
reason to
any
define it.
external
There's no need to
experience.
define it.
Right,
It's
No,
right.
but
something
it's
that you.
always that we always say peace. Like this is not just you. This is not just you.
What's your problem if they say? Let them say. They
You
have to
can
say
define it
something.
with
No, I
whatever
just
you
want to
want.
make sure I'm not missing something. I want to make sure I am not missing something. Because this example is used so much, and this idea of when there's nothing, there's peace and everyone wants deep sleep. I can never, ever, ever relate to that. That's why I'm saying it.
Yeah, there are many examples, Kiki. There could be many that you can't relate to. Forget about them. It's the point is to understand the essence of what is being said.
Mm.
That is the thing.
Yes, so I
Examples
want to
are,
make sure that
yeah.
I understand the essence of what is being said because I'm missing something in that. So I just want to make sure that if I
What are
say
you
void,
missing?
that is as good as saying peace.
What are you missing?
That it's okay if I say all there is void.
That's
Okay.
fine.
No, no, but
Vacuum.
why is the word void coming to your mind?
Because that's because there's no all the experience is related to the mental experience, and when the mind is not there, that's all there is.
I think rather than uh, Vedanta, this is talking to your mind. What word comes is emerging in your mind is void, and the question is why. The word which is emerging in my mind is peace. It's I know that it is not peace as happiness. I know that there is no peace because there's something called opposite of peace exists also, right? I know that. I know you and I are both saying the same thing. We are, but why void? Of all the words to choose, why choose void?
Because there's
Okay,
no
that's
there's nothing
anyway.
there.
Anyway, We can even choose the word, and any word, we can even choose the word restlessness, because the base of restlessness is also Atma, is also this void. Like Buddhists use the word void, Shunyavad. Not all Buddhists, but one of the Buddhist um, sects, or one of the Buddhist branches, it's called Shunyavad. They say there is nothing called Atma. There's only void, Shunya. They say exactly that. So it's totally, there are many people who say that, and that's fine too. But the best way to think about it is not what you're feeling and what you're thinking. The best way to think about it is, in my view, is through this idea which I told you about substance and form. Like, what is the substance? It is undefinable. It's formless. It's undefinable. That's what you are. That's what you are in deep sleep also. Undefinable. That's it. You have to come to terms with the fact that that is what Vedanta is trying to say. It's undefinable. Now, undefinable is, it's hard. So they have to use some words. So they're saying Sat and Chit because it's there. They're saying Sat. It exists because it's the thing behind all experience. It enables experience. It enables, because without it, there's no experience, right? They sense and respond like a robot, but no experience. So they call it Chit, and they call it Ananta, which means uh, not
That
lacking in anything. So they use these three terms. But I could say you feel Satchit Anand. But then Ananta has been changed to Ananda, because they say Ananda is easier to explain, and there's a feeling of fullness of Ananda. So, and they want to give a positive spin, because that's the whole idea. So to make you happy, to make you feel comfortable in your own skin. So they're giving you a positive spin. It's just a use of language. But if you are really smart and you're really thinking through all this and you're trying to be totally precise, then you'll say, yeah, no, it's not happiness either. But whatever it is, it's not undesirable.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can say even undesirable is
I know,
Atma.
I know, I know.
So you can get lost in all of
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah.
So don't get confused in the words, that and try to understand what's the intent behind it. What is the message? And that only you can understand and you can feel.
Yeah.
Okay?
Do I have one more question?
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have
No
time?
problem.
Do you have
I
time?
have time.
Okay.
Yeah, please, Didi.
So again, when somebody is in a vegetative state,
Yeah.
the dilemma always used to be, should we pull out the plugs? Should we not? Because then some people would say, oh, he made a movement, this, that, and the other. And oh, he's hearing things, we just don't know.
Hmm.
But in the vegetative state, the tools are gone, the instruments are gone. So
Yeah.
why should we feel bad about pulling the plug? The
Yeah,
Atma is
because
still
we
there.
don't know whether the instruments have gone. We know that the instruments are at rest, are in a pause right now.
Well,
But the
for
hope
all,
is always that it'll come back, right?
well, but for all practical purposes, then they are gone,
But if you
right?
know for a fact that they are gone forever and there's no chance of them ever coming back, then you would pull the plug. The reason why people don't pull the plug is because they say, no, no, I know, I don't want to give up. The guy may come back, the instruments may come back, the brain, some part of brain may be working. Maybe the instrument is not gone. Maybe he can hear something, I don't know it. Right? So we are making guesses from the outside about and are projecting our own thoughts and everything into it. But that's why we are saying all this. So that's why they say, don't worry about the others. You make your own choice. You write in your will or in your whatever, that do not resuscitate DNR document, whether you want to be whether you want to be brought back or not, and you follow it. Didi, this dilemma is one dilemma, right? Should I pull
Mm-hmm.
the plug or not? Our
Mm-hmm.
life is full of dilemmas.
Yeah,
The mind is full of dilemmas. That's what the mind is.
yeah,
Because the mind is constantly confused between this or that. Is this right? Is
yes,
that right? We are
yes, yes,
always
yes,
into these ethical questions.
yes.
because we are so committed to wanting to be right. So for us, this right and wrong it becomes a huge thing.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you really understand that there is no way, first, there's no way to exactly know right and wrong. So you have to always do the best you can in any given circumstance,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And you do the best you can, and second, none of your decisions is totally existential. Let's say the person you pulled the plug and the guy died 5 years before he was going to die, or 10 years before he was going to die. It's okay. Like, I mean, the guy is being sustained through all of this universe anyway. It's not as if, you know, like this is, you have to, I mean, what Gita will tell you is do the best that you can to the best of your knowledge and leave the rest to God.
Mm-hmm.
Give, whether you did the right thing or wrong thing, ultimately, you can never know. Just leave it to God. Trust, trust God to be working through you. मैंने आपको भेजा था ना एक वो about that the chap who was making the very important, the surgeon था,
Mm.
right? I remember sending you. He used to
Mm.
say his surgery is so tough,
Yeah.
so difficult, that if he keeps thinking about, oh, am I doing the right thing, wrong thing, right thing, wrong thing, he will never be able to do
Never be
anything.
able to function. Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So um, so just be confident, do be clear hearted.
What you can.
Yeah, do the
Mm.
best you can. Always do the best you can. The problem is going to be if you don't do the best you can. If you're lazy, you're unethical, and then you say, "Oh, ये तो ऐसे ही होना था, किस्मत की बात है," then you will
Mm.
not be happy.
Mm.
But if you do the best you can and then make the decision and then say, "I am not perfect. I may have made a mistake. I was put in the position to decide." You know, somebody put you in a position to decide whether that person should be the plug should be pulled or not. Unfortunately, you are put in that position now. Now you have to decide. You're the best amongst everybody else to decide. Use your knowledge and decide and move on.
Mm-hmm.
That
Yeah.
is the way Gita will suggest, and it will tell you that is the best way to live. And
Yeah.
वही अर्जुन को भी यही बता रहा था भगवान कृष्ण, बिकॉज अर्जुन भी कह रहा था मैं लड़ूं कि ना लड़ूं, उसको द्रोणा को
Mm-hmm.
मारूं कि ना मारूं.
Right.
He said, just do your job. Your job is to protect dharma. You know this is a dharmic fight. You're on the dharmic side. Do
Yeah.
your thing.
Mm-hmm.
Leave all these decisions about death and life to me
Mm-hmm.
because I'm going to kill them anyway. you know,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
like this cycle is going on anyway. And even
Mm-hmm.
if I kill them anyway, they are not going to die anyway. Also,
Yeah.
nor are you. So he was telling him, forget all this. Just
Yeah.
do your job,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
that is the
Yes.
simplest
Yes.
and easiest way to live, the best way to live.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just yeah. Yes. 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 Difficult, but interesting.
Well,
Need
it's
to.
difficult, but it's very practical. It's very doable, and it makes a huge, huge, huge difference
Mm-hmm.
in our life. Is my feeling.
Yeah.
Anyway, चलो यार बस बहुत हो गया अब.
अच्छा गला थक गया
नहीं गलत. Mummy has to. We have to. Let me just shut the recording. And we can.
Okay, that's fine.